Okay, so we're back at 101 Murray Street in South Melbourne, the Rebound's other headquarters, and we're interviewing Scott, who's Chief Asset and Operating Officer for Endeavour Energy. Welcome to the show, Scott.
Great to be here, thank you.
So, look, we take for granted the work you guys do. We flick a switch, we've got an abundance of power. There's a lot more human and technology resource that goes into making that happen than we think, isn't there?
You're absolutely right. Electricity is just one of those things that's not at the front of mind for a lot of people, and yet every second of our modern lives depends on it. At Endeavour Energy, there are 2.6 million people who are depending on our reliable and safe supply of electricity to get on with their daily lives. But it's getting more and more complex. So we're seeing lots of challenges around booming cities, around climate change, and reverse power flows. So all of this means we have to adopt new ways of operating, new technologies in order to get the best outcome for our customers.
And so maintaining that network, huge network of wires, I imagine technology has played a new and emerging role in with that. Tell us a bit about that and the partnership you have with Optus 5G in maintaining it.
Yeah, it's a huge network that we operate. It's over 25,000 square kilometres. And so you need to be able to have a lot of processing power and a lot of technology to support you in that. The work we're doing with Optus and the partnership there is enabling us to more efficiently maintain our network into the future.
And we're looking at some pictures now of the network in action. What are some of the things that technology is good at, and what are some of the things that will always need to be done by a human?
So I've seen a lot of changes over my time. I started as a cadet engineer, and I've seen things like digital twins, automation, LiDAR, which is a laser map of our network. And I look back 10, 15 years and I think, well, how did we ever do our job all those time ago? But you're able to, right? Because humans are very resourceful. You do a good job. And I think that's really the point here is technology, it takes us forward. It really improves the way we operate our network and run our business. But you always need humans for that creative element and understanding all the connections. This morning, I was talking with one of my fellow engineers and he talked about this particular project and he was saying we could use it this way, we could use it that way. So our teams start to think, well, how can we take that next creative jump with the technology? And that's really important.
I just want to tap into that human side of it. It's quite interesting because the skeptics out there think that, technology takes away all the jobs that people used to do. But what are some of the roles and technologies that have emerged into energy that weren't there before? And how is that changing what people do?
Well, I talked about the changes I've seen in my career. I've seen changes not just in technology, but in the people that we are recruiting. So I studied power engineering when I went through, but nowadays we're recruiting data scientists. We've got a doctorate in renewable energy, and it's bringing together all these different skill sets to say, well, how do we harness what's out there in terms of technology in order to move forward? So yeah, I actually see it's a huge opportunity for people with new technology in the business.
And are you training up the next generation inside the business, or is the university kind of adapting to that?
So we're changing the way we operate. We're certainly bringing on interns to develop the engineers and the leaders of the future. We're bringing on new apprentices with different skill sets to say, well, we're going to be working on a network which is different to the one that we built 50 years ago. There'll be all new technology that we have to adapt to.
And it'll be likely different in another 5 years as well. We have to relearn everything again, hey?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's exciting, right? I'm really looking forward to seeing how we will be operating 5 years, 10 years from now.
So we've got businesses from around the country watching on Channel 9 and YouTube. What advice would you give to them when they're thinking about their energy plan?
So my advice would be harness the strengths that are out there. For us at Endeavour Energy, we like to keep an eye on the radar, see what's out there, who's doing things that are really exciting, how can they partner with us, and a bit like this example, bring together all different types of technology to get the best outcome for your customers.
That's a great one. We always say look sideways to other industries because that's where you get new, fresh ideas of adapting technology. Really, I mean, that's one of the things we must do.
Scott, you're preaching to the converted. These are the principles that the Rebound is on about every Saturday afternoon. Thank you for joining us, Scott. Stay tuned for more.